Hello, Collective. Welcome to my channel. This is Adani, and I'm back with another reading. Hope you're doing well. Let's see what messages wants to come out today. I'm using my Messages of Love deck. I was led to pull this deck. I feel like there's some messages that wants to come through for someone on this channel. If it's your first time on my channel, please do like, share, and subscribe. Share the video to someone who you feel needs it. And just shuffle them a little bit. First card out, Shadow Side. Interesting. It says, you made me realize my flaws. So there could be someone that's dealing with their shadow side right now. Daydreaming, I am always longing for you. So there's definitely someone in deep regret over you made an impact in this person's life. You know, you made an impact. I don't know what you told them. You stripped their, you ripped their mask off their face. Now they have to see themselves for who they really are. And it was life-changing for them. They're in full regret. It says, I wish this never happened. So they're in regret over, you know, they're in regret. They're in regret that they're not in your life anymore. This is for somebody. There's someone in deep regret. Maybe there was some gossip that got out about something they did. I'm afraid of what other people will think. Yeah, shadow side is also given that devil energy, you know, where you have to like face your demons. Maybe you're the one going through this. You could be dealing with any type of depression, sadness, just maybe something is being said out there about you. Could be true, could be not true. You know, people believe stuff. They won't wait to hear, you know, both sides. They just take one side and run with it. Irreplaceable. The way you love can never be matched. So, you know, this is clearly someone that is missing you. I mean, they are daydreaming, thinking about you constantly. This person was someone that would come in and out of your life. They were not consistent, you know? They don't want to run anymore. They're tired of running. Maybe they heard something about you recently with the gossip. I mean, it's almost like even though they're running, they will still kind of keep tabs. Missed opportunity. I didn't act when I should have. So just in case if you've already like entered into another relationship, maybe they heard through the grapevine that you're no longer available, that someone's in your life. That's probably why they're in regret. We have irreplaceable. There were other things that got in the way of us being together. So there were other things and other people that got in the way of you all being together. It says understanding. I see the other side of the story. And when I pulled this card, it was facing this way, backwards. So that tells me there was no understanding. They did not see your side of the story. Now they do. Now they do. But you're trying to have a new chapter in your life and move on from this madness. You know, you're trying to pick the pieces up and just move on with your life. You know, but that old energy is still lingering. Dishonesty. By lying, I ripped us apart. Yeah, you're trying to move on. And this person that was dishonest, that lied, that was a runner, that had habits, because shadow side could also be, you know, their habits, things that they would do, you know, but, you know, that was just toxic. It's just showing that they were toxic. And maybe that third party, wherever they ran to, could have ripped their mask off, or you did. And now they're facing their shadow side. They're now remembering everything that you were saying to them. All the conversations is now playing back in their head. You know, we're in Mercury retrograde season. I don't know if it started yet, but I know we're in the shadow period. This is when things come up for us to deal with. Because we can't run from ourselves. It says damage. We are both hurting from this. Yeah, you're trying to heal from your hurt. You're already in that stage where you're trying to heal. You know, maybe this person is just now going through it. Indecisive. I knew my inability to make a decision hurts you. So yeah, this person was definitely, you know, unstable, broken. You know, you can see the fragments. They were just like, they were not themselves. They didn't know what they wanted because they don't know. They're dealing with, you know, their own issues, you know. And all of this is due to past trauma that they were going through. Maybe childhood trauma. Responsibilities. I have to take care of my financial and emotional needs. So maybe this person had some type of obligation somewhere that you did not know about, or maybe you did know about. They could have left after the relationship with you. They probably got with someone who, you know, they had a child. I'm also getting that if this person is like in their 40s or up, this person already had like grown kids. Whoever they got with got pregnant. So it's almost like starting all over again. You know, like a man could be, or a woman could be in their 50s, or I've even seen 60s, and get pregnant, get someone pregnant, and they're starting that whole cycle when they should be in a place where they're enjoying life, traveling, seeing the world. They're starting all over again with those responsibilities. Diapers, strollers, you know, just all of that, you know. So I'm getting that this person went out and had a child, and that's probably why they're in regret. You know, this, like, for them not choosing you now is costing them a lot. And maybe this is how you felt in the relationship, unappreciated. I felt like you didn't care. Yeah, you felt unappreciated. You could have been one of those people that helped them, you know, with a lot of their responsibilities. You were there for this person. And this person, all they did was run in and out of your life, take you for granted. And you would hear things, see things on social media about this person and whatever they were doing. This person was the liar, cheater. But something happened that has ripped that mask off, and they're in full regret because maybe something happened at that last relationship and they want to come back to you because they see now that there was something clearly different about you. You are more stable. Ace of Wands. You know, you're here trying to have your new beginning. You know, you could be taking care of yourself, feeling, you know, more creative, pouring into yourself. You have this new, you know, passion for life. You know, after you walked away, it's like you're, you have just like this new flow that is working for you. And I'm also getting that after you walked away, or if you're still there, if you haven't walked away, after you do walk away, because she's walking away from this emotional situation, right? She's walking away from this to a much bigger light. She's walking away from this small light, this small bowl of fire, to this, she's going to take the whole sun. And when she does, everything turns on. You know, you see now she's carrying the fire in her head. Ace of Wands, this new beginning, which could be even a new relationship that is like, that just turns on this fire that was gone, that has been dead for a while. You know, after going into isolation and healing yourself and getting to know yourself. This is someone that went within. Virgo energy. You turned your pain into power. You could have a new beginning with someone very wise. Someone a little older than you, but very, very wise. Two of Swords. Maybe there's a decision that needs to be made that you're refusing to make. There's some type of Nine of Cups. There's a wish fulfillment. There's a wish fulfillment. And, you know, when you're working in that Virgo energy, you know, where you're over analyzing everything and, you know, everything has to be just perfect and just right. You don't want to miss the blessing, because it's almost given like there's this new beginning that's coming. There's this person, maybe it's a human being, a person that's into you or trying to connect with you, but you've become so introverted and a homebody, and you know you've done the healing to the point where you know you enjoy your own company, you enjoy your space, you enjoy being alone. You're not alone. You know how you can be alone but not lonely? So those things that you used to do before, like getting out, hanging out, you know, things like that with people, you're probably doing less and less of that. And there's someone, you know, that is, you know, there's just, cause look at all these birds trying to get her attention, and she's not trying to see nothing, no one. They're pulling her hair. They're like, hey, hey, hey. People trying to holler at you, but you're not trying to see it. But Nine of Cups, 9, 9. Virgo's number 9. There's this completion. There's this gifts that there's, I don't know, there's gifts that's trying to, there's these things that you've been wishing for that it's time. So it's time to come out of it, guys, it's time. Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups. Whoa. You got to come out of isolation. The person that you've been wishing for your whole life is looking for you. Your dream person is looking for you. You know, the universe is here to bring you your heart's desires. You about to meet the one if you haven't already. Maybe you've met 2 people, because the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups, those are new situations. One is more like a fire sign person. The other one could be a water sign. One, there could be a physical attraction. The other one could be like this emotional connection, but they're both, you know, wish fulfillments. But you're here isolating yourself. You're just not really, it's like you don't want to, like, I don't know if you want to, you know, date both of them, or I don't know. Maybe you're seeing 2 people. Death card, Scorpio energy. This fire sign could be a Scorpio. I mean, the water sign, sorry. Or maybe this is the fire sign that's a Scorpio. You never know. Yes, fire sign, but they could have Scorpio in their chart. But the death card is here. So it's time to end a certain situation so a new beginning can start. You got 2 aces. It's time to put an end to this, like, I'm also getting a very powerful spiritual energy here. You know, that Hermit card. Now we got the High Priestess here and the Death card. It's also given that when you went into isolation, because the Hermit card is a very, very wise and, you know, I mean, ancient wisdom, right? When they're in isolation, they're connected. That's why the Hermit carries the lamp. Even in this death card here, it's almost like a death to the old self, and there's also light here. So it's like a spiritual type of, you went through like a death of the old self, and now there's this new self. And you came out very like with the High Priestess here. And in this deck, this High Priestess to me is very, very unique and very powerful. Her eyes are closed, but you can still see her eyeballs. So you went through a major transformation in your life that has like activated you, you know, on a spiritual level. Okay? Maybe you studied some, you did some research, you did some, during this time in isolation, you've been working on yourself, you've been meditating, you've been, you know, getting in touch with spirit, connecting with different energies. Devil card here, as above, so below, as within, so without. I'm talking to someone who is like very, 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 very connected and spiritual. The Lover's card. There's a major, major decision that you're going to have to make. Nine of Wands. Protecting your energy because you know your energy is very powerful. Your energy, okay? Because your energy right now, okay? You're not the same person you were before. I mean, you've always been special, but you didn't realize who you were. But it's like when you went into isolation and found yourself, there were some things that activated in you. I mean, you can't just get with any person. It has to be a person that is like, I don't want to say conditioned, but they have to understand that the powers that you carry, you know, it's like you can't just people can't just come in your life and, you know, try to play you or things like that, because I don't know what you connected to, but you're very protected by certain type of forces. There are forces that guard and protect you. So when players come in to play that game, they get hit with all kinds of, like, their life goes to shits. They start experiencing major endings in their life, karma and things like that. It's almost like you are a player slayer. You attract players, they come in because it's almost like you're the lesson. You're the lesson. So they come in to play the game and run, and then your spiritual team or crew or guides go after them and, do whatever that turns their lives to shits, put make them fall on their knees. They go through something that snatches their mask off, and then all of a sudden now they want to, they realize who they are, look through the mirror, decide to make change with their life, and then they want to come back to you and love you the correct way. I'm speaking with someone who has that gift. It's not something you ask for, but it just happens. And I can't help but to notice that these came on top of each other. These two cards, right? The Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups. And they just look like they belong. Look at that. So this is the same person. This person coming into your life, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, they're the same person. They just have two sides to them. So Spirit is saying that it is okay to connect with someone. You've had this wall up. You're ready. You're ready. The only thing is your energy is very strong now, and anyone coming to connect with you is going to be obsessed. Obsessed. And you might notice that the exes keep coming back. Why? Because you're irreplaceable. No one has experienced, they've tried to find you in other people, but no, there's nothing nothing compares to you. Nothing can compare to your energy. Nothing and no one. And you have your gate up, like, no, don't come in here. No, you can't come back. We got Gemini energy, Capricorn energy, Sagittarius as well, Scorpio, the Virgo. So there's a strong pull, a magnetic pull somebody's going to have to you right now. You could be meeting a couple of new people, and you also could have the person that, the flighty person that's in and out trying to come back. and you'll have to make a decision. Okay? They've seen, maybe they've heard something about you. If you've been doing any major things out there, looking good, maybe you bought a new car, or there's something that, they've heard that you're doing really well, and they want to come back in and connect with you at this time. This is not the time to reconnect with exes because it's Mercury retrograde. So Mercury does that. Mercury brings people out of the woods, out of hiding, the past. Why? Because you were supposed to deal with the past, close that chapter, because there's new chapters that needs to come forward. I'm also speaking to someone that you need to make a major decision, a major choice with your life. You need to step out of hiding, come out of hiding, take off the cloak, let people know who you are. No, let people know who you are, because you're here to rescue people. You're here to save people. You're here to help people. You're a chosen one. You're here to do the work. You're here to do the work. That's why you are given all the knowledge and information that you're carrying. It could be in different ways. It could be as a counselor, a healer, maybe in the medical profession. Some of you are psychics, uh, um, intuitives. You're here to guide. You're here to be a guide. Some of you have the energy of Reiki, tantric massages, things like that, where you are able to move energies out of people, just some of you are here to enlighten people, especially under this shadow side. A lot of people are in the dark. A lot of people are in the dark. This is the time. Death card number 13. I don't want to go too deep, but I think the message is clear. That's what I got today. I know it was a lot, guys, but for whoever it resonates with, that's your message. Okay? All right. On that note, much love, many blessings. Bye-bye.